You guys gotta hear from Raja, our guest speaker. You may or may not hear from Ed Myers, I don't know. Alright, you're staying on stage, not leaving. Hey, let me tell you a little background and bring our first speaker up. My name is Castro Hassan. I was born in Iran. I was a very, very shy kid. And I got bullied growing up. And I just had one goal. I just wanted to become wealthy. Because I figured if I become wealthy, people are not going to make fun of me.
That's right.
So, we came to the United States in 1999. I didn't speak a word of English. It's hard to get jobs when you don't speak English. So I walked into a car wash. And somehow they gave me a job. And then everybody started talking to me in Spanish. And I was like, I don't know that one either. So I started learning English. Everybody said if you want to become successful, go to school. So I went to school and I became an engineer. After becoming an engineer, I really liked engineering. I just hated having a boss. One day I'm driving on PCH, Pacific Coast Highway. I'm looking at all these houses. And every house is $5 million, $10 million. All I wanted to do is just knock on their door and be like, what do you do? I want to do what you do. Screw passion, what do you do? So I found out all of these guys had their own businesses, so I said, I gotta start my own business. So one day, I was by a vending machine, and one guy was prospecting another guy for WFG. He was explaining the rule of 72. This guy was brand new. He just got started. He had no clue. He wasn't licensed. He was explaining the rule of 72 to somebody else. He was totally butchering it. And I heard it. And I went to the guy and said, hey, can I come to this? They said, yeah, come. You're my guest on Tuesday night. So I show up. They introduce this guy. I'm thinking this guy owns the company. I'm like, oh my God. So this guy comes on stage, he's training, and throughout the entire presentation, he's doing this. He's doing the presentation, explaining everything, and I'm thinking, man, what a courage this guy has. This guy has Parkinson's, and he's still doing presentations. And it wasn't until about a couple months later, I found out he was a brand new senior associate. That was the first time he was doing the meeting. And when he was scared out of his mind. But that's how I got started. They said, we might sit down with one of you guys tonight. I was like, man, it better be me. I fill it up. I'm like, God, please let it be me. So they do an interview. I do an interview with Michael Coleman. I'm so grateful for Coleman. I'm sitting down with him. And at this time, I just did 7 interviews to get a job in the city of LA. So I'm ready for any interview, right? I got my questions ready to go. So he goes like this, do you have any question about anything you saw? I said, nope. He said, okay, I don't see any reason why we can't get you started. I was like, man, I aced that interview. And I got started that way. And I've probably been the worst start in WFG. My first year, I was working hard and I made $8,500 my first year. As a matter of fact, really the only reason they put me up here to give you guys hope, just so you guys know. I'm just letting you know right now. Okay, so my second year, I came to a convention, I decided to go all in. So I went all in, full time, crazy, going after it. 12 months later, full time, I made $5,500. I went down. Knicks went up, I went down. That's how I got started, but it was because of the great mentors that we have. You know, I was so grateful to meet Jamie and Sean, and they started coaching me. And then I met John Shin. Then I met Ed Milet. Then I met Rich Dolly. Then we found some of our best friends in the business. Last night, Andre won the MVP for EMDs. We have Binu Ariel and Barry Wong and Mr. Chris and Sonny Payne. And this business has completely changed our lives, but I gotta tell you what it was for though. And this is gonna be the theme of this afternoon as I bring these guest speakers up. Because a lot of times we see what they are right now, their numbers, all this stuff that they've done, but we don't know the story behind it. Some of this stuff, some lonely moments. So I wanted everybody today to kind of give me sometimes a little bit of their lonely moments that where they wanted to quit. So as these guys come up here, I want you to pay attention to these little stories. When you see them, be like, what's that story? So I'll give you an example. This first champion that I'm bringing up, what an inspiring story. Patricia, you gotta hear this story. Nursing background, okay? Started in 2019. 5 years in the business, 20 SMDs, 10 ring earners, $1.5 million in income. Is that pretty good? Yes or no? All of you guys see this, you're like, man, this lady must be made out of steel. But I'm telling you, let me tell you this. I said, give me a story. She said, I was 1 year in the business, and we haven't really started making money. We get an appointment. The appointment is about 2.5 hours away. I start driving. By the way, she just had a baby at this time. C-section, this is 3 weeks later. You guys with me so far? So she has a C-section, it's 3 weeks later. The appointment is 2.5 hours later. So many people, they'll be like, I'm not even going to do that appointment. So she's driving, she could have Zoomed, right? But she wanted to see the person because the group presentation. She shows up to the group presentation, people come in, nobody's interested. It's 10 o'clock at night. She has to go back. She's driving back. She's running out of gas. It's freezing. She tries to put gas back into her car. She doesn't, it's so freezing that the gas cap doesn't open. So she gets stranded on the side of the street. She's calling the husband. The husband's with the babies, not paying attention. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. How many guys would be like, man, I would have quit right there? And she goes back, gets fired up, and goes after it the next day. Is that a champion, yes or no? All right, everybody, can we stand up right now? Can we stand up and give it up for our first speaker? Champion Patricia. Let's stand up, everybody. Patricia, are you back there? Yeah. Music. I'll keep going.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about how our team is winning as one. Winning as one means people coming together, pulling strength together as a team, with a common purpose, successfully achieving a goal. And this has to be accomplished with a purpose. Without a purpose, there is no way one can win as one. And thanks to WFG making this purpose simple. I love WFG because we are very simple. No family left behind. Can you forget this? Thank you so much for making it very simple. Because no family left behind, that means we need more agents out there to make this mission a reality. So, in our team, what we do is that we empower our agents with the right financial education so that they will be able to go out there and perform successfully. We do cross-leadership training. What does it mean? When you come to our team, it doesn't matter who brought who recruited who belongs to whose team. Every SMD trains everyone in the team. We field train. We do Zoom training. And that is the culture that we have established. Because the mission first, before commission. So everybody in the team knows that. Let me tell you something that happened. One day, there was a time I was traveling to Ohio to field train one agent. I got to the airport, my flight delayed. So I missed the I was late, I'm sorry, so I missed the flight. They had me to wait 4 hours so that they could connect me to the next flight. After waiting 4 solid hours, I couldn't get in, and it was 6:30 p.m. They told me to come back the next day, and I knew I couldn't travel the next day. Immediately, I picked up a phone call, and I called one SMD named Mary who lives in Massachusetts. I said, Mary, there is a problem at hand. I need to be in Ohio, but I can't. Can you take this for me? Said Patricia, I got this. She bought a ticket instantly and flew to Ohio the next day to train that agent. We went as one. That agent is not even directly under her, but she did it. Another thing that I want to tell you, how we win as one. You see, 2021, people knows my story. 5 years in business, 2 babies. So every time I'm pregnant in this business. Now people saw me here. I've lost weight. They said, Patricia, this is you. I said, this is the old Patricia. Okay, so my life has been like, babies, business building and all that, raising kids. So Tiger School, I was pregnant with my last child. And my team said, we have to put you on the list. So we had to come together. They worked so hard together so that we could qualify to Tiger School. The training date was set in Vegas. And I had 2 weeks to have a baby, but I said because of what the team did, I could not disappoint them. So I am flying to Vegas. I held my husband's hand and I said, yes, I know you have 2 girls, and I know there is a boy here. But trust me, it takes a mental toughness and positive mindset to win. So I will go to Vegas. I came to Vegas, but something happened in between. Immediately I got off from my first flight, I had 30 minutes to catch the next one. I was rushing and I fell. Luckily, my stomach didn't hit the floor, my knees and my hands hit it. People came around, they were called, should we call, the ambulance? I said, you know what? You are talking to a nurse. I need to catch a flight to Vegas. Leave me alone. They lifted me up. I got into the flight and I came to Tiger School. Because I had it in mind that there is no way I could disappoint. And trust me, after Tiger School, I came back 2 months, I had a baby, and that year I was still nursing a baby, and we still made $750,000 income that year. Do you believe it? It's all about winning as one. You can't do it by yourself. Let me tell you one thing. Everybody here is born with a special purpose, because you are a special person in this room. You being here at this convention It wasn't by an accident. It was an act designed by God for you to be here. But there is something that is going on. There are a lot of disconnections in this world that will steal your dreams, your aspirations, and your desire to do the great things in life. So as we journey through this convention of champions, I want to encourage you to stay away from all distractions out there. And also remember the power of holistic listening to all this powerful information being poured out here, so that you can go home to win as one for your family. You can go home to win as one for yourself. You can go home to win as one for your team. You can go home to win as one for your community. And you can go home to win as one for WLG. Thank you so much.